Education and the arts are two of the many areas that have faced important challenges since the beginning of the pandemic. But things are starting to loosen up, and that's great news for everybody. So if you're excited about the return of live theater to the Eastern Townships, or if you're interested in studying theater right here in Sherbrooke, well, today's episode is for you. Hi there, and welcome to About Townshippers. This is a web series where we talk about the organizations, the individuals, and the initiatives that are making a difference in the lives of English speakers living all throughout Quebec's beautiful Eastern Townships. And today, we're going to be talking about two exciting new projects at Bishop's University. Projects that are a great addition to their music and drama program, while being a great addition to the local live theater scene. And with us today to talk about these initiatives is Dr. Art Babayants. He's program director in the new musical theater concentration at Bishop's University. But he's also director of their upcoming theater production of GODSPELL, playing at Centennial Theatre here in Sherbrooke from March 10th to March 13th. Here's our chat. Well, good afternoon, Art, and welcome to About Townshippers.
Good afternoon, and thank you.
Well, thanks for accepting the invitation. Now, Art, the music and drama departments at Bishop's University have something new, not on the back burner, but on the front burner, and it's actually a 30 credit concentration in musical theater. Now, is this a common type of program in Quebec or in Canada, or is it pretty new?
Not really, not to my knowledge. It's a really new invention, and I think it's a wonderful invention that speaks to the years of love that Bishops and Lennoxville gave to musical theater. Because as far as I know, before the pandemic, there was a musical every single year, and it included Bishop students, but also included a lot of community members as well. So this is basically the outcome of this incredible love and devotion to musical theater that Bishops has always had. Other programs in Canada tend to be more conservatory oriented. So that means somebody has to have a lot of skills way before they get accepted into the program. It's extremely competitive. There are a lot of expectations. And also, if you're studying musical theater, you can't really study anything else. But what I love about this idea of musical theater concentration, you can be studying literally whatever you want, right? It's mostly for music and theater students, but we have students who are in education, we have students who are in psychology, in neuroscience, and they're doing a fabulous job participating in the upcoming musical production.
Really? See, I didn't even think of that. So you don't have to be already in the musical or the drama department. That's great.
Yeah, it is possible, and that's what I like about this flexibility, that a young person doesn't have to decide immediately what they want to do. They can try one thing or another thing and explore, and then if they fall in love with musical theater in the process of their being in Bishops, that is a wonderful thing.
See, I can just imagine that. I was thinking about biology, but man, I can sing and I can dance. So that's the direction I'm going. Okay.
Yeah. It has happened already, so we have quite a few students who are actually in biology. So yeah.
Oh, I just kind of picked that out of okay. Now, Art, how is this new concentration affecting, or how will it benefit the in-house productions?
I think the main change compared to what Bishops has seen before in terms of the musical theater productions is that we're switching to Broadway musicals. We're switching to those like large scale Broadway musicals that are actually really difficult to experience here in Sherbrooke. You have to go to New York, but even in Montreal, they're not very, very common. So we are trying to create a center for musical theater where we will be performing productions. I'm not sure that we can do Cats or The Phantom of the Opera, but our first production that we're doing this year is already a very, very famous Broadway musical that got a whole bunch of Tony Awards. And to my knowledge, this is the first time it's done at Bishops.
And so you're referring to Godspell.
Yes, I am.
So that's a play that you're directing. And if I'm not mistaken, that's coming up on March 10th, from March 10th to the 13th. So now I remember Godspell being presented in my high school. And I know that it's presented in colleges and universities. And I'm pretty sure that it was actually first presented or created in a university. Wasn't it done at Mellon University, I think, back in the 70s?
Yes, Carnegie Mellon. Yeah.
Okay. So why is it such a popular production in the academic or the school context?
It is extremely popular because it is a rare breed of a musical that it allows the director and the actors to do almost whatever they want. There's this incredible liberty that Godspell gives you. For example, the names of the characters in Godspell are.
Have you missed live shows? Well, we have too. That's why we've been working on this awesome musical. Ready, gang? Yeah! All right, check this out. There's clowning, puppets, tap dancing, gender switching, big production numbers, and tons of fun.
Jesus doesn't have to be a man.
Let's say Gypsy, you have to have exactly the characters that are prescribed in the script. But Godspell has this flexibility, so it gives students a lot of agency when they're creating their characters. They can derive the characters from themselves, or they can observe someone and bring that character on stage. So the text of the show doesn't tell you, you have to play it this way. You can be incredibly, incredibly creative with the material.
I wanted to avoid talking about COVID, but it's kind of hard not to. So now we're coming out, the restrictions are being lessened as we move forward. And but March 10th to 13th is just before all the restrictions are going to be kind of less evident. So what kind of considerations do you guys have to have for COVID?
Yeah. Well, there are two sides of it, right? When we were beginning the rehearsal process, we were at the peak of Omicron. And I want to, like, if I could, I would give a round of applause right now to my colleagues, my students who were incredible and very, very patient with the constant changes and challenges that Omicron brought to the table. For example, we're rehearsing 25 hours a week with the masks on. They're singing with the masks on. You have to project your voice. The mask sometimes gets in your mouth when you're like, it's hard to speak.
Big breaths, yeah.
Exactly. So, and they've learned how to do it. And of course, for the show, the mask will be removed. But we don't want to risk it. We don't want anybody to get sick. So we're rehearsing with the masks on. But the other kind of thing that we did in the show, I didn't know whether the masks would have to stay on or we would be able to remove them, right? So I had to kind of prepare for this like contingency plan. And one of the things that we're exploring is it's a very, very physical show. So the main sort of tool of expression is not so much the face of the actor, but it's the body of the actor. So we have a lot of dancing. We have a lot of movement in the show. We even have tap dance. I mean, what kind of musical is it if there is no tap dance? There was no tap dance in the original show, but we have tap dance too. And one of the most exciting elements that I'm sure everybody will be really, really excited to see is puppetry. So we're using all kinds of puppets. We're using sock puppets, we're using human puppets, we're using shadow puppetry inspired by Karagöz, the Turkish shadow puppetry theater. So we actually brought a dramaturg from Turkey, Deniz Bashar, who is currently creating those shadow puppets, and they look absolutely phenomenal. So even if the actor's face had to be masked, the audience would still enjoy the show very much, because it's not just the face that expresses the emotions and the story. It's the puppets, it's the shadows, it's everything else.
And you're a good salesman.
I'm trying really hard.
Now, without telling us too much, there's some other aspects to the play that are different as well. That are kind of, you guys are kind of playing on the story a bit and adding some new elements. Is there any way you can touch on that a bit without
Revealing everything?
revealing everything? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to do because I'm looking at it from the insider perspective, right? Of course, one of the concerns that I had when we selected that musical, which is really, really good for pedagogical reasons, but I thought, it's the story of Jesus, and I have no intention of creating something that kind of reinforces the idea that Jesus was a white man who spoke English. And that's how, unfortunately, Godspell is done in a lot of schools in North America. I've seen a lot of videos where it's always a skinny white boy that plays Jesus, or in one production, I saw a very old man playing Jesus, and then all the disciples were female and young, and I kind of cringed a little bit. I was like, how's that all right? So, in this day and age, you have to be aware of where we are, where the society is, of the current tensions in the society. And of course, I had to challenge this perception of Jesus, let alone that I myself, I'm Armenian, and for Armenians, the Christianity has been there for 1700 years. It's the first state that accepted Christianity as the state religion, but it's a very different understanding of Christianity from, let's say, the Catholics or the Orthodox people. And we never thought that Jesus was white. This is a very strange idea. So with that in mind, we had to challenge this concept, and we decided that Jesus would be more like a leader, and the leadership will be given to someone who actually deserves it. So throughout the production, you will see that there is an opportunity for different community members to become Jesus. And I'm not going to say anything else. Okay. I'm just going to stop there, and I will just keep the intrigue going, because if I tell you just one word more, you would know exactly what we're doing there.
For people that want to discover this play, it's March 10th to 13th, and where's the best place for them to get tickets or to get more information?
Absolutely. I know people like giving websites online, like on the radio or on YouTube. I don't think it's effective. I think the best thing is to Google tickets Centennial Theater, and then as soon as it will take you to the webpage of Centennial Theater, which, as you know, is located on Bishop's University campus. And then you will see Godspell there immediately. Like, there's a big poster, you click on it, and there are 5 shows. We have our opening on Thursday, the 10th. Then we have an evening show on Friday, the 11th. We have 2 shows on Saturday, a matinee and an evening show. And there will be a show on Sunday, also a matinee. If you are a school teacher, consider bringing the students to the Saturday matinee if you can.
Great. Well, I tell you, once again, you got some really strong sales skills there. So Art, you're the director.
I'm not making anything up.
Well, you can really tell that the best salespeople are the ones that really love what they do, and you can tell that right away. So Art, you're the director of the musical theater concentration at Bishop's University, and you're also the new artist in residence at the Le Centre des Arts de la Seine Jean Bézeret, and of course, you're directing the upcoming and revisited production of Godspell at the Centennial Theater from March 10th to the 13th. So thank you very much for being with us today, and we'll get the word out. And I guess we still say break a leg?
Yes, absolutely. Or merde in French.
Merde. There we go. So have a great production, and hopefully we'll talk to you again.
Thank you very much.
Take care. There you go. Now, if you'd like to get your hands on some of those hot tickets for Bishop's University's production of Godspell, playing right here in Sherbrooke at Centennial Theater from March 10th to 13th, well, all the information is right down here in the video description, along with details and links for Bishop's new concentration in musical theater, which in itself is a pretty unique opportunity. Well, thank you very much for being with us today. My name is Ed Humphrey, and we'll see you next time with a brand new episode of About Townshippers. See you then.